Argent Lloyd. We're here at Trick Concepts, and he's going to show you today how to rewick your hoop spine. First, we're going to start with the tools. You use wire cutters, needle nose pliers. That is a flathead screwdriver. We have a huge bottle or a small bottle of Elmer's glue, your choice. And we have tape that is
fiberglass strapping tape.
That, what he said.
It's strings of fiberglass inside of it. Makes it extra strong. You can use regular masking tape or duct tape if you have it.
And we have some wire that is stainless steel.
Stainless steel tie wire, about 20 gauge.
There
Don't
you
want
go.
anything thinner than that because it's likely to break. Also,
our weight, our handy dandy weight. If you have 4 hands, you don't need a weight. But since most people don't have 4 hands, we're going to use weight as help.
we start by cutting the wire.
So he's going to clip out the wire with the wire cutters and pull it out. Then he's going to unwrap the already used wick, which is going to be crunchy and sound really funny and be hard. And the reason for that is because when you use Elmer's glue, as you use heat, it makes it more stiff. So that is why it's a great application to use for fire tools.
Getting rid of our old tape and old piece of wire, we have our raw hoop spine.
Yay!
Taking a piece of wire, about 8 to 10 inches long. Going to wrap it around the screw of our hoop spine 1, 2, 3 times. Laying out our wick. Using the weight to hold the end.
This is where 4 hands would come in handy. So you weigh it down so that it's holding it straight, because otherwise it's just going to keep wrapping up on you. You're going to take the end and you're going to get a 2-inch piece of tape, whichever kind you chose. And you're going to tape it at the very bottom edge underneath so that it lines up properly. And then it's going to tape it directly to the crimp, not just the screw, or it's going to just spin around when you go to tighten it later. So this is going to help you later at the end to tighten your wick so that it's not loose and floppy. So we're going to roll up. It's about 1 inch on the actual Kevlar and 1 inch on the screw. So once you hit the Kevlar, we're going to take a pause and we're going to grab our glue. And we're going to do some spirals down, some wiggles all the way down. Too much glue is not a problem. This is what's going to secure it and help you roll it up properly, nice and tight. So after you do that, you're going to start rolling.
Notice here, where the fold was before is a little worn from the wire. So we're going to move the fold down to where the Kevlar is stronger, and this portion of wick will be included inside the wrap.
Alright, so we're going to keep rolling until you get about halfway.
We're going to use our fingers to pinch it, keep it straight as we go, pushing the screw down so it's nice and flush on the top.
We're going to roll, roll, roll. Right when you get about to where that last wear mark is from the last wire, we're going to make a new fold about 6 inches away from it. Maybe even a foot. Nah, about 8 inches. We're going to reweigh it down at the end so that we can continue wrapping. And we're going to roll up to that point. We're going to put more glue on the part that doesn't have glue and on that seam and all the frayed edges so that it holds it in so that your frayed edges don't hit fire. If you have frayed edges and they hit fire, your tool's going to come apart. Not a good idea. Frayed edges burn really fast.
So we're going to catch the edge of that in our roll, keeping it nice and square with our fingers as we go down. Moving our weight, rolling all the way to the fold. Sometimes I like to push it against the table so it's nice and flush on the top with the screw head.
Perfect. We're going to pull both wires towards the little flap that you have at the end with the hole in it so that they're both directly facing it as Argent is showing you.
Then we're going to grab the base of the spine with our needle nose pliers, and here's where we're pulling against that piece of tape that's holding the base, and we're tightening that wick as much as we can crank it down. The tape might start to slip a little bit, but you can usually get it just tight enough to right before it starts to slip. That makes it nice and dense and not loose at all.
Gonna make sure the wires are still in place, and towards that very last end flap that you have, you're gonna make a little bubble or a eye hole, loop.
A little loop.
You're gonna push it through the Kevlar.
Through the fold.
The loop helps it slide nicely through there. If you don't, it'll just poke through the Kevlar and it'll be a little bit harder to get it through that.
We're gonna tighten both wires individually. And then pinch them together and twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My magic number is about 6. Keep pulling on it. Make sure it's not, you get all that slack in there, wound up. You go too much and the wire will break.
Don't break your wire.
It may happen, but
it
you just have to start over when it does.
Then we're going to cut off the excess. We're going to leave about 1 centimeter of the twisty left on the actual wick. You can see it sticking up. And then we're going to take our flathead screwdriver and we're going to make a little pocket in one of the folds. Just a little bit. See, he sticks it in there and just twists it a little bit so that he can bend over that little twisted part of wire and tuck it into the Kevlar. This is so that you don't get caught on this, so that it doesn't poke you and that it's not in the way of anything.
And then we're done. We have a rewicked hoop spine.
Yay! Thank you for watching.